and good morning
Good.
is from your side.
Yes. Yes. Good morning, Gargi. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And a very warm welcome to everyone here. This is Anam Cara with Gargi. We're doing this in conjunction with Ujala for V4U Radio. So, Shamim ji, we've discussed EFT in the previous episode. Today, we're going to touch on neuroplasticity, on EFT, and how do you get into a proper session. We're going to keep it short and crisp today. All right. So, yeah, please, for all our listeners, please explain what neuroplasticity is and how it helps in our day-to-day life.
So I think the first thing I'm going to start today is I read a beautiful quote. I don't know who has quoted, but Dr. Betta Stapleton posted on her Instagram post this morning, and it says, "EFT, it's like a sunshine on a rainy day." I thought that was so beautiful. As you know, I am so passionate about EFT, and I do it on a daily basis on myself and all my clients. And when I read this quote, I'm like, that is so beautiful, because when somebody comes in your office, they come in with some sort of an issue, or they won't be coming. So I always say to them that there is a part of them that loves them so much that they are there. And
Sorry to
and I
interrupt, but
think,
that is a very beautiful sentiment. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but that is an excellent sentiment for any.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is a part of us that loves us so much, or we won't be talking, because healing is our responsibility.
Hmm.
Trauma is something that has happened to us, but healing becomes our responsibility. So I repeat that there is a part of us that loves us so much. So when I read that quote, I'm like, that makes so much sense, that, after rainy season or a rainy day, when the sunshine comes, we are just all alive. And that's how I've often felt with EFT, that, after a session, it's just, you feel lighter, you're emotionally less burdened, right?
Mhm.
So neuroplasticity, we have neurons in our brain, and which are constantly changing, constantly evolving, constant repair हो रहा होता है, constant हम restore कर सकते हैं. So with EFT, what happens is you're getting into a space where you are there for an issue to be resolved.
Yes.
So there are some core beliefs that we have about ourselves, right? The core beliefs could be, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, even though all of those core beliefs are the perception of what has happened. May not be true, but our circumstances are, everything, as you know, is traceable to our childhood. So whatever we experience, we made that our truth you
Hmm.
know so with EFT, what we are finding, and the research is showing, that we are able to unlearn a lot of things. So neuroplasticity is changing, and that is the most beautiful part about EFT, that by doing this practice on a regular basis with a practitioner, we can actually challenge our core beliefs. And the moment we change our core beliefs, or we challenge our intrusive thoughts,
Hmm.
we can change the neuroplasticity, where we can say to ourselves, what that was not true.
That makes a lot of sense. And as I've read about neuroplasticity, someone mentioned it as like I read it this in a book that someone mentioned it's like fresh snow, and over it, if
Mm.
you keep making tracks, new neural connections
Mhm.
are being made, right?
Right,
So
right.
EFT or any of these work can like put a blanket of snow over it again, and you can create new tracks. So
Mhm,
I think
mhm.
that was a very interesting way of describing neuroplasticity, wherein we understand that we can unlearn certain things and we can create new neural networks as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and also the other way to look at it is, you cannot lay a carpet on a rough, or a floor that has a lot of pebbles on it, or uneven surface. So you got to clean that up first. And then when you lay the carpet and you walk on it, it doesn't hurt as much. So any kind of somatic work, when we use it, any modality, along with it, it's quite helpful.
That makes sense. All right. So explain for us how EFT helps in neuroplasticity and also in just like in real life, if you have an example
Yeah.
for us, how EFT helps us in figuring things out from traumatic childhood experiences to how it manifests in our adult life as well.
Yeah, so let's start with that basic tapping requires you to focus on a negative emotions on hand.
Okay.
So we try to become very specific when we're doing an EFT practice. So anything that is bothering you at this specific time, right? Which could be your fear, it could be your anxiety, or it could be the unresolved issues in your life. And then what you do is while you maintaining your mental focus on that issue, you use your fingers to tap on your face and on your body.
Hmm.
So we are doing psychological and physiological work together,
Together.
right? So we are tapping on those points and sending a calming signal to our brain saying that you're safe at this point,
Hmm.
right? So there is a research done by Dr. Peta Stapleton. It was published in 2012 on nervous and mental diagnosis. And what they did was they actually measured the cortisol level of a group of individuals who did tapping for 50 minutes. And the result was, and it was done through where they measured the test was done with the saliva. And after 50 minutes of tapping, they measured the cortisol level, and the cortisol level was dropped by 24%.
Just 15 minutes.
Just by 50 minutes, 50, right? So
Right. 50
five
minutes.
zero, yeah. So
Yeah.
one full
One full
session
session.
basically.
Yeah.
And the cortisol level was reduced by 24%, which is significant.
It's a very significant amount.
Yeah,
Mm.
because borderline, we are like stressed all the time,
Yeah.
you know? So that was really interesting. So at the start of EFT, what we do is we would ask to identify a problem.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's what I was about to say, that instead of doing something very generalized like depression or anxiety, you're just going
Mhm.
to focus on one particular emotion. That's what you're
Right.
doing.
One aspect.
One
Yeah.
aspect,
So
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
one aspect of it so that we can stay very focused, right? And then human brain kind of, as you know how many thoughts we have, and we can disassociate with ourselves, or so we try to stay focused, so we become aware of that one problem, just one issue at hand. So the idea behind it is that we are tapping on our truth.
Hmm.
That is the issue, right? And we can we'll go into an experience for my own self that my fear few years ago, it hasn't quite recovered completely, but my truth was that I am afraid of dogs,
Yes.
which comes with a lot of shame, which comes with a lot of anxiety, because I don't want anybody to know I'm afraid of dog. Like, how can I be afraid of dog? I'm an EFT practitioner, I'm a therapist. But to become vulnerable and to say, well, you know what, there's no difference between you and I. We're not damaged goods.
Yeah.
We are just wounded kids,
Yeah.
right? So what we're doing is we're tapping on our truth. So because we already know the yucky feelings around, if you take my example, like it's like, oh my god, like, I'm going to get attacked, or I'm going to get eaten alive, or whatever that is. So we know our intrusive thoughts, we know the memories attached to those thoughts, so we already know that that is the problem. So all we are doing in the start of the session is we are now actually acknowledging, which is the first step to resolving, to clearing, right? To collapsing. And this is how we start the process of EFT, is just by being aware and being truthful,
Hmm.
if that makes any sense to you.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Just top-down approach wherein you're going to
Yeah.
keep going down and down and down. And the first step is acknowledgement.
Yeah, acknowledgement, but also the acknowledgement of negativity, because sometimes it's always about, okay, let's fix these problems. That
Yes.
becomes the biggest thing for client. Okay, just fix me,
Hmm.
and you and I both know that we are not the fixers, right? We can only bring it to the surface and
Surface.
then let them
Exactly.
figure it out,
Exactly.
right? So this is the part I like about EFT, is that it's psychological and somatic. It's body based as well as psychological. So we are actually saying out loud that I am scared,
Hmm.
right? And it's very seldom that we actually say exactly what we feel,
Yes.
right? I'm okay. Like usually I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay, right?
And
But
yeah.
where in my case, I know I'm not okay. Like
Mm,
I would get an invite few years ago, and the first question I would be like, oh, how do I ask they have any animals in the house? I was embarrassed. So not only there was the fear, but it was also a sense of shame and embarrassment.
mm,
Because what are people going to think about me? Like, what do you mean you're afraid of dogs? Like, so until the point came where I am like, I need to accept that I do have a fear,
mm,
and it's okay. And it's okay. But it took me a long time to get there. And the moment I said out loud to my practitioner, I'm scared of the dogs,
mm,
right? I'm scared of the dogs, and I have memories attached to that feeling. Because as a young girl, I grew up with stray dog on the street, and I have been attacked, I have been chased, so I have this memory. And I remember, Gargi, the first session that I had, it was just tears. And I realized those tears were more of a shame than of a fear,
mm. Was it
because people
cathartic?
around me,
Yeah. Was it
sorry.
I'm saying, was it cathartic? Was like that a release that was happening?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think because I've not really said that, right? I've always covered with, oh, I can't come, or, I can't attend this event or whatever, because then I don't have to face that,
Yeah. Mm,
right? It was to a point where I'm grateful for the work I do, that I realized that I needed the help,
mm.
right?
I think in EFT, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but I just wanted to clarify that in EFT, you work with a statement, right? So I
Right,
think
right.
that is a very powerful way of getting things to the surface, wherein we're
Mhm.
actually talking about it out loud, right?
Exactly, exactly. And I think when we said that, we asked to identify the problem, right? So the statement that I had for myself was that even though I am so scared of the dog, because I have memories attached to my experience, but I do love, honor, and accept myself.
Mm.
So we did two parts of it. The first part was that there's actually a problem that I'm saying out loud, that I'm scared,
Mm,
right? But
mm,
then I'm also saying that I'm also safe at this point when I'm talking to you,
mm,
right? So we're giving this calming signal to our amygdala, our stress box,
mm,
that, okay, but right now I'm safe,
mm.
right? So
Yeah.
those setup statements, like you said, yes, they're very, very powerful to get that activation going, that energy starts to flow through that.
Mhm. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I think just that setup statement in itself, the love, acceptance, and honoring part is just a very profound thing wherein you're just sitting with the emotion as well. Instead of just
Mhm.
thinking कि this is a problem, मुझे ये चीज़ हटानी है या इस पे काम करना
Right.
है. You're just sitting with it for a while.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to sit with it to really know what's going on in your body, because EFT is a somatic based, body based work, right? And I think we have spoken about it, that we live in a very intellectual world. Everything stays up here, right? Because we are problem solvers, we can figure it out, we can fix anything. If you're a mother, you can just fix everybody,
Mm.
right? So with the when we do the EFT, the body based work, then we invite you to get into your body, right? So it's an invitation, not an expectation. So with that language, we are just introducing that, okay, where do you feel? Like that was the first question that was asked by my practitioner, that you're scared of the dog, and if you just get into your body to say what happens, like what's happening in your body right now. And my heart was just racing. Just the thought of a dog was like, oh my God, right? And I was able to sit and just tap on it. And sometimes we don't have to even tap. We can just take that meridian points and we can just breathe into it,
Mm.
right? That I'm safe right now. So what that did to me was that I was already so much calmer by the end of the session, that, you know what, I can take care of myself. I
Mm.
don't have to be scared. I don't have to project that energy that I'm scared. And it's okay to believe that those things did happen. And
Mhm.
that is the result of what I'm feeling today.
I think just while listening to you explain this and describe it, I felt more present. I think, I think
Oh,
even while discussing, I'm like, yeah, I am in my body right now. So I think the present thing is like you're in the moment.
yeah, 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 absolutely. Like I had a session, sorry, we're going a little off track, but I and we can talk about it on another time, but I had a session with 6 kids the other day, and we try to get them into their bodies, right? Because most of the time I'm sure you remember that if I had a test the next morning, I always my stomach always hurt,
Same,
right?
same.
Even though I had studied and everything, but there was this butterfly in my stomach, right?
Yeah.
And we usually don't talk about it,
Mm.
right? Like growing up, I'm not going to say to my mom, oh, my stomach hurts because of my test. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Just take your backpack and go to school.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have that space to know that it's okay to feel that. So
Mm.
if somebody would have said to us that, okay, of course it's your exam and you're going to feel it, that's a normal, natural process that your body,
Mm-hmm. I think just
right?
reading the emotions, whether negative, positive, whatever they are, just the fact that, I mean, for those 6 kids also, the fact that you were able to acknowledge it with them, कि ठीक है, ये एक चीज है, हो रही है, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And it's a
And
normal
it will
part of life.
pass.
Yeah, it'll pass.
And it will pass too, right? So it's not like we have to stay with that. But for that moment, just give it some air, right? Give it some love.
Mm.
That, okay, even though I'm so scared about my exam and I've studied, but I'm so scared and I can feel it in my stomach, like there's butterflies going in my stomach. But I love, honor, and accept myself. And all of a sudden, after a few minutes, it's like, okay, I'm all right. It just needed to be acknowledged.
And I think this is what emotional regulation is, right? We talk
Hmm.
about like teaching people the skill, and this is what
Yeah.
emotional regulation is.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why I say, I always tell myself that I'm unstoppable on this because it works so well, and it's almost like I've tried it on myself.
Mm.
And yesterday when I went for a walk, I had this huge dog. I think he was as tall as my waist, and I'm not a very tall person. And it was just the dog went next to me, and I was just fine, even though the dog was on the leash. But still, like otherwise, I would be like looking around, going in, or tell my husband, okay, we need to turn around. I don't want to go. I can even now go in an off leash park,
Mm.
right? So dogs are not on leash. They can just kind of roam around. And am I like 100% comfortable? No. But the fact that I don't freak out, the fact that I am okay, the fact that I can just stand, take a pause, and not be afraid, that's huge for me. So that means that the neuroplasticity in my brain is changing, that I don't have to be scared.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
we've learned the story and also the impact of the work, right? So yeah, so do you want to
Yeah.
like go
Yeah.
ahead with like
Yeah.
short, do you want to go ahead with like a short demo maybe? We've done a demo in like the
Yeah.
previous episode as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, if we can do a demo then.
Yeah. So let's pick on an issue that we wanna that you would like to work with me today. Can you think of something?
Um, I'm having trouble sleeping.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Mm.
So we can work on that. So having trouble sleeping. So when you think about the fact that you're having trouble sleeping, how would you rate between 0 to 10? What's the intensity of it?
I'm going to eat.
8. Okay, so that's pretty high.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a huge insomniac. I have trouble sleeping.
Okay, okay. Let's just explore that. And as you're thinking about unable to sleep and the intensity is about 8, is there anywhere in your body that you feel it, that you're not able to sleep?
I think right now, just here.
Okay. Is it pulsating? What is it happening?
It's more like a just a round circle, I feel.
A round circle.
Yeah.
Okay, like it's going in a circle?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay. Let's just explore that. Okay. So on the side of the hand, we're just going to do a setup statement. And I'm going to try to use your words. And if I don't, just feel free to stop me. Like I said, this is an invitation, not an expectation.
Mm.
So even though
Even though
I am having trouble sleeping,
I am having trouble sleeping
and it's about an 8,
and it's about an 8,
and I can feel it in my forehead,
I can feel it in my forehead,
like something is going around a circle.
like something's going around a circle.
Yeah, I do love, honor, and accept myself
I do love, honor, and accept myself
and people around me.
and people around me.
Is that okay to say the last part, Gargi?
Yes.
Okay, so even though I have trouble sleeping
Even though I have trouble sleeping
and it's about an 8,
and it's about an 8,
it's like something is going on my forehead, like a circle.
like something is going on my forehead in a circle.
I do love, honor, and accept myself.
I do love, honor, and accept myself,
Yeah, one last time. Even though I am unable to sleep at night
even though I'm unable to sleep at night.
and it's about an 8,
It's about an 8,
yeah, like something is going on in a circle.
like something is going on in a circle.
I do love, honor, and accept myself
I do love, honor, and accept myself
and people around me.
and people around me.
Yeah, so now we're going to start with the first point, which is our eyebrow point.
Mm.
And we're just going to tap and we're going to use the phrase unable to sleep.
Unable to sleep,
Yeah, side of the eye, unable to sleep.
unable to,
Under the eye, unable to sleep.
unable to sleep.
Upper lip, I just can't sleep.
I just can't sleep.
Yeah, on the chin point, it's about an 8.
It's about an 8.
And I do feel like there is like a wheel on my forehead.
I do feel like there's a wheel on my forehead.
It's like there's so much going on.
It's like there's so much going on.
Yeah, I just can't stop under the arm. I just can't stop.
I just can't stop.
Yeah, on top of her head. It's like there's so much going on.
It's like there's so much going on.
I'm constantly thinking about something.
Constantly thinking about something.
It's just unstoppable.
It's just unstoppable.
Yeah. And it's evening in India right now,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's evening in India.
Evening in India.
Yeah, so pretty soon I will going to get ready to go to bed.
Yeah. I'm going to go to bed soon.
Yeah, I'm going to get to it soon. So I'm giving permission to myself
I'm giving permission to myself
just for tonight.
just for tonight.
I'm safe.
I'm safe.
I'm at home.
I'm at home.
And everything that's going around in my head,
And everything that's going on around in my head,
I can just put it away
I can just put it away
in a virtual worry box.
in a virtual worry box.
Yeah, that box that I can just put it away just for tonight
Box that I can put it away just for tonight
and invite a restful sleep.
and invite a restful sleep.
Yeah, all these worries are going to be in the box,
All these worries are going to be in the box,
but not in my head,
not in my head,
just for tonight.
just for tonight.
So I give permission to myself
I give permission to myself
that I deserve a good night's sleep.
that I deserve a good night's sleep.
I deserve a restful sleep.
I deserve a restful sleep.
I deserve a peaceful sleep,
I deserve a peaceful sleep,
even though there's so much going on right now.
even though there's so much going on right now.
But just for tonight, I'm going to pick up all those worries
Just for tonight, I'm going to pick up all those worries
that's going in a circle
that's going in a circle
and just put it away
and just put it away
in my mind,
in my mind,
in my body,
in my body,
and in my soul.
and in my soul.
Just take a breath. How's that landing for you?
Yeah. So I think it just got a little easier to breathe
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
this thing that is going on, I think it has reduced a little bit. Like
Okay.
if it was at
Okay.
an intensity of 8, I can say it's at 6 now.
Okay, good, good. And I think that's this demo is just so give you a flavor of it, right?
This was like a
Um,
very small demo, just
yeah,
short demo. If we do it for 50 minutes, then it,
then we can unravel a lot of things, right? Because this thing that we're unable to sleep, it's not a new thing.
mm,
It's probably just accumulation of years
yeah.
of the stress of life and school and work and family and personal issues. And nighttime is the time where our brain decides to interrupt us, right? During the day nothing interrupts us because we are just working and we have a schedules and things. But when you go to bed, that's where the brain is like, ah, I got you now. So
Mm.
now, did you worry? Did you think about that? Did you think about that? So how do we just calm ourselves down? And it's work in progress, right? It's work in progress, slowly but surely. But just to give you an idea
But yeah, this was
that
just
it,
like a short demo for all our listeners. And
yeah,
uh, tell us where we can find you. Like, obviously, we're going to post like where we can find you on social media, and people can talk to you about EFT sessions. And yeah, I think for this episode, I think we're done. Whatever we want.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's been really nice talking to you. Thank you so much for the
Thank
demo.
you.
Hopefully, I'm going to sleep quite well tonight.
I hope so too.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll see everyone for the third episode now. We're going to talk
Yes, yes.
trauma more and EFT and yeah, regulation of the nervous system as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, Gargi.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
जीना है मुझे जीना है मुझे Ujala.Healing
780 901 7597